Hey, how's everybody doing? I'd like to share 6 valuable lessons you'll learn from attending my session next week at Best Practices Conference. So thank you for watching this short video. Number 1, I'm going to teach you how to better develop SharePoint project requirements. So one of the key challenges in a lot of SharePoint implementations is proper requirements aren't developed, and people just roll out SharePoint haphazardly, just purely look at technology. So what we're going to do in this session is we're going to break down what requirements are. I'm going to show you how you gather business requirements, user requirements, and then from those two things, map it to technical requirements. And this session is called How to Best Gather Requirements for SharePoint Projects. I hope to see you there. It's going to be on Tuesday of the Best Practice Conference, August 24th, 3 o'clock to 4:15 at Ballroom B. Okay, so be there. So that's the first valuable lesson you'll learn from attending one of my sessions. Second lesson is you'll learn how you can better utilize Microsoft Project with SharePoint in 2010. See, one of the great things with 2010, there's this better together story with Project and SharePoint. And out of the box, if you don't know this, Microsoft Project has synchronization capabilities with SharePoint 2010. So in this session called Best Practices in Leveraging Project 2010 with SharePoint 2010, I'm going to show you how a typical project manager would leverage Project 2010 from initial planning, developing your work breakdown structure, identifying the tasks, defining estimates, doing your dependencies, baselining, and then syncing with SharePoint, showing how you can have your project team better collaborate with SharePoint, and more importantly, improve project reporting with SharePoint and out-of-the-box charts that they have, so you can build your own dashboard. You want to get promoted? Use that word, dashboard. So attend this session Wednesday, August 25, 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. Lake Fairfax, room Lake Fairfax at the Best Practices Conference. Number 3, third valuable lesson you'll learn is how to better engage with the business. You see, there's going to be an Ask the Experts panel on Wednesday on August 25 from 1:30 to 3 o'clock at the Userversity Lounge. So I'll be part of the project management panel where really you can pick our brain, ask us on things like how do you better engage the business? How do you help adoption? How do you drive buy-in? What are some of the pitfalls in doing doing this kind of engagement versus another? The team, the panel, will be more than happy to address any questions you have. So bring in your questions, anything around business-related, project management-related areas of SharePoint. So that's the third valuable thing you gain from attending one of my sessions. Number 4, you'll learn how you can demystify pretty much SharePoint user management. We all know that this could be a big issue in any SharePoint implementation. Who has what permission? I don't know. How can I see that? You don't see that. So this has been one of those double-edged swords. It's great you can manage users, but it's not great if it's not handled correctly. So in this session, best practices in SharePoint site user management, I'm going to start with the basics, talk about SharePoint Security 101, authentication, how permissions work, groups, all that good stuff. But more importantly, I'm going to share with you a practical tip on how you can better manage and control and know who can do what where on your SharePoint sites. Wednesday, August 25, 4:15 to 5:30, Lake and 8 at the Best Practice Conference. 5th valuable lesson that you can gain from attending one of my sessions is you can see how SharePoint is empowering the U.S. government. I have a session called SharePoint as a Gov 2.0 platform, and in this session, I'll talk about 3 specific examples or case studies. I'll talk about how the Washington, D.C. Department of Transportation is leveraging SharePoint to do project transparency reporting, and we'll look at that. I'll talk about how the Virginia public school system is leveraging SharePoint for collaboration for students, teachers, the administrators between different schools. Virginia Beach public school system, to be more specific. And then third case studies, I'll talk about this agency called the Department of Defense Veterans Affairs Interprogram Office. I'll show you how they're leveraging out-of-the-box SharePoint and doing a lot of great things for cross-agency collaboration. So we'll talk about that Thursday, August 26th, 9:30 to 10:45 at Reg Ballroom A. 6th valuable lesson you'll gain from attending one of my sessions, I will mentor you. Yes, you. I will teach you how to effectively plan, manage, and control SharePoint projects. And this is a full day, 6 hours worth of learning. This is part of the Best Practice Conference post-conference workshop. And this is going to be a fun, great session. You're going to learn a lot. I'll step you through what it means to manage SharePoint projects. And it could be any kind of project you're involved in. Like, if you're deploying SharePoint for the whole organization, if you're going to deploy it as an intranet, as a reporting platform, as a business intelligence platform, document management. But really what I want to share with you in this 6 hours is talk about, okay, what does it mean to plan for a SharePoint project? What are some of the artifacts that you have to produce? What are some of the rules you have to set? How do you manage scope? How do you prioritize scope? We'll also look at how you handle changes, right? You always get that phone call from marketing. I don't like how SharePoint looks. Change it, please. So how do you deal with that, right? So we'll look at all those issues. And we're going to learn all this in a very interactive, simulated fashion. I'm going to group people attending my session. I'm going to group them into project teams. And as I teach key concepts, I'm going to have the group do it, and more importantly, compete. It's going to be fun, but you'll learn a lot. So you're going to do things like building your schedule. You're going to do things like prioritizing business needs. And in the end, really have a good framework and understanding of what it takes to successfully deliver SharePoint projects. So those are the 6 valuable lessons that I'll be sharing next week at the Best Practice Conference. So make sure you attend my session. I look forward to see you there. If you want to reach out to me before Best Practice Conference, there's my blog address, and there's my Twitter handle. So get in touch with me. Look forward to see you there. Have fun and have a great weekend. Get well rested because you're going to learn a whole lot of great stuff at the Best Practices Conference. See ya. Take care. Bye.